This is Nick Abbey, and I want to talk to you guys about how and when to hire your first employee. I have great experience with this. I've had bad moments, good moments. People freak out on the job and leave that same day after getting paid in the morning, their first day. Although we do help out with all service businesses, I own a lawn and landscape business. Before that, I got heavily into car detailing, and then it was window washing, and then carpentry, and finally got into lawn mowing and went from there with all lawn and landscape services. We offer about 14 different services, with 12 of those services being strictly on the landscape side of the business, from hedge trimming to power washing to complete landscape tear outs. We do all that. But I do help a lot of people. I know a lot of people that do roofing. I know a lot of people that do junk removal and a lot of people that do carpentry. And we have this group and we all do service businesses. I think I am very qualified to be talking to this audience. There's been times where I really didn't know what I was going to do to make payroll on these weeks. But now I have gone through all the bad moments, and I believe I'm ready to talk to you guys on how and when to hire your first employee. Right now, I have a great guy. His name is Matthew, and he's my main guy. He can run any of the crews in the business. He's very familiar with how all the jobs are done in the business. His main two, though, that I like to delegate to him specifically are lawn maintenance and snow removal, which is reoccurring revenue. A number one thing I like to delegate. As of last year, I ended the year with an employee while he stayed out and he ran the crew for lawn maintenance. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then next week, it's the same jobs. You have the same jobs on Monday, same jobs on Tuesday, and it makes it real easy for him and easy for him teaching more employees. My method of this is teaching one guy that'll stay around for a long time, teaching him everything in the business, all the basics, how everything's ran, the softwares, the scheduling, even how I bid the jobs. I've taught this guy Matthew. And this upcoming 2026, I'm going to have him out and he is going to be able to train the employees, whether that's weed whacking, lawn mowing, landscaping, snow removal. He's going to be in charge of keeping the team together, and I'm going to be in charge of keeping the business together. So it's a kind of a tag team, me and him. You got to have that one main guy that you trust, at least one per crew. At that, you can either have a few smaller guys below, and then you got your management level, and then you got you. But you got to have some type of management, whether he is in the crew still doing the labor or he's in the office checking up on the guys all day, checking out what jobs or where they're at on the schedule. You guys are going to be seeing a lot of Matthew this year. He's going to be in a lot of the videos of me explaining how the lawn crew is ran. Now, as for how the payroll is ran, I like to start employees off between $16 and $18 an hour. Now, we're still training them in the first 2 weeks. You can be bumped up to 22 an hour. The last things for me to delegate would be stuff like sales, admin stuff, like I do a lot of work on the website, updating all the services for the specific season. I submit payroll. I make sure the schedule is being upkept. I communicate with these crew leaders to make sure everything's going how it's supposed to be. I'll send out all the invoices, the clients. There's a number of things that'll take up 8-10 hours of every single day of the week, including weekends. So it's not like I'm just sitting back and letting these employees do work in the business and I'm just getting paid. That's not what it's like. I do a lot of overhead work. And as a result of that, I can get these daily revenues up to $600-700 for a 1 or 2 man crew, easily done. And this is done because I really focus in on the sales and budgeted hours for these employees. Each budgeted hour is not taken lightly. We're not going to budget 2 hours and then repeatedly always get 4 or 5 hours on the schedule for that job that should have only taken 2 hours. That does not happen with us. Maybe once a month, but I really locked in and made sure everything goes how it is supposed to go, and each employee does the same thing every single Monday, and then Tuesday is different, but every single Tuesday is the exact same thing. And Wednesday is different, but every single Wednesday is the exact same thing. The first 2 months of getting him trained in lawn care, I had him running the push mower. What we have is a John Deere. We have a Toro Time Master 30-inch, and we have a weed whacker. So those are the three main pieces of equipment. We also blow off the driveway, but that's relatively simple. We just start up the backpack, throw it on, blow off the driveway, the sidewalks, the decks, get all that taken care of. Now, Matthew does take on a lot of responsibility on the lawn care side of the business. His first 2 months, he was just getting a hang of how everything works in the business. It was just me and him. So we were able to build a great foundation of just two guys out there. Great energy, always positive. And yeah, we would have great, positive, constructive criticism towards each other. And we would put out our opinions, but we would never lead to this toxic environment. So I thought this was great to move forward with. I started him out push mowing the lawns using the 30-inch Time Master, and he did great. He was a little intimidated to get on the 54-inch John Deere, and I told him, I was like, just hop on there, man, and let's just see what happens. Within the day, he was mowing straight lines, and he loved it. So he did that for a full 6 months until he decided that he was ready to start teaching other employees and learning how to manage the schedule, which was great. I loved it because I could now delegate the lawn care side of the business to Matthew. The key thing to this was trust and teamwork. You may find somebody to just help you build the business, but if you want them to start taking on skillful tasks and managing other employees, they have to get something out of that. We decided that he needed something out of this. So we went up to the dealership and we punched some numbers, seeing how much he made for the business. And he was doing great. He was doing a lot of jobs on his own, taking over a lot of tasks. So we went up to the dealership and he bought a new truck. Helped him a little bit with the down payment on it. He is going on to build more lawn care crews while I am helping him with the marketing and the scheduling, the planning for the year. But he is taking over the lawn care side of the landscape business. To have one great guy in lawn care and for him to find great crew leaders to build this side of the business, and then to find another guy for landscaping, and pretty much just copy and paste. Once you get something good, once you get a process that works great and you can apply that to other parts of your business, it's really just copy and paste, copy and paste. This is how someone can build a great business, lose everything, and have it back in 3 months' time. Is once you know Once you have that copied, you can just paste and paste and paste. So that's my plan. Is we got our 2 lawn crews together, and we're going to copy one, paste it into a third one, copy that, paste it into a fourth one. It's really just filling up the schedule, hiring 2 people to take over. You got your truck, your trailer, all the equipment that's on there. Now, for a revenue standpoint, hiring your first employee, at least bring in to 300 to 400 a day. I know this might seem quite hard, but if you're paying them 18 an hour, this is going to come out between $130 and $150. If you're under $300 a day revenue, it may be wise to work solo until you can really get the jobs coming in. Either you're busy the entire day for 250 bucks and you have no time to spend on the business or educating yourself to get on YouTube and watch these videos, then you're really underbidding yourself. Some of my key numbers for the day are $640, which is $40 per hour per man. So $40 an hour for this guy, $40 an hour for this guy. Together, it's $80 an hour for the whole crew. Now, $80 an hour times 8 hours, $640 for the day. That's our number one goal for the day when it comes to lawn maintenance and getting the schedule completed. Aim for 2,500 per week, and that adds up to a 10 grand month. 10K months are the indicator of if you are ready to hire your first employee. You can do this anywhere from 6K per month all the way up until 12K per month. And we do also offer pay for performance. I copied this from the trash guys. They have their routes, and no matter if they get done in 6 hours or if they get done in 11 hours, they still get paid the same amount. There is a base pay of $18 an hour. Now, this P for P can get up into $28 an hour, $32 an hour. That's really if they are getting to it and getting to work, knocking these jobs out. Again, every single Monday when it comes to reoccurring is the exact same thing. I schedule Mondays. I'll be here every single week on Monday. And I send Matthew and the crew out there. We've been doing separate crews. This will be going on. We did a full year of 2025 separate crew. Got some experience in 2024, so this will be second year, second and a half. If you're a do-it-all company, it's really hard to train your employee for this, for this, for this. How do you fix a front step? What's the code on staining decks? What about climbing trees or washing windows? Make sure you don't leave the stubs there. I I find all these one-time jobs very custom, and I like sticking to, oh, he's done this in the past, so he can do it again. Reoccurring. That's the biggest thing for hiring your first employee, is making sure that he isn't doing new stuff every day. It's the same thing, it's the same job. He's doing what he signed up to do, which is mow lawns, which is, it could be just tearing off, it could be washing windows or power washing. Very easy to do the same thing over and over again. Now, whether you pay your employee 1099 or W-2, it really depends on the standpoint of the business, and it also depends on the employee's preference. Also, we have had a lot of issues with bees while mowing and doing landscaping. We would sometimes just have to stop and get somebody out there to remove the bees. This would sometimes take weeks, and it was very stressful. Matthew had experience with pesticides, and I let him start contracting pesticide bee removals. His minimum was about 80 to 125. Sometimes in single weeks, he would be bringing in 900, a grand extra on top of his pay of working 40, 50 hours. He was making bank doing this, and he loved it. Some of the reasons he stuck with me is because I let him find opportunities in the business of contracting. I wouldn't really let him do things that would put a risk on the business, like washing someone's car. He had a conversation with somebody. We don't do that. We don't wash cars. It has nothing to do with landscaping. Yeah, it's a service business, but I'm delegating you to the reoccurring revenue within the landscape business, which sometimes would have to do with bee removal because it's stopping us from working. So if you can also make a buck and help us get back on the job, help my money start rolling in, you get a buck for that, which I don't even pay out, is great. That's a great opportunity for him. I just gotta stay keep him updated on what's legal and what we should stay away from. His responsibilities are he is in charge of making sure all the jobs are done correctly. If there are any yellow slips, callbacks, he's in charge of taking care of those. He's in charge of all the labor on the lawn care side of the business. So if there's a callback and someone has to come back out there, I'm not just going to drop what I'm doing. I don't take care of any of the labor in the lawn care. I've delegated all the labor to him. So he's the one who has to go back out, him or an employee, to fix that mistake. He has all the responsibility on that, and he also has the responsibility of letting me know when there is an issue with a customer or a employee. He has the responsibility of taking care of the schedule on a timely manner. He has the responsibility, if he, most times he does, but he makes a little extra money changing, doing the maintenance on the equipment. And he also has the responsibility of marketing pre-year. I give him a nice bonus once June comes, but he will spend February to June marketing, and I do that side by side with him. Of door knocking, we really love Facebook and Google ads, but if we have a house here and a house here and the map is this big, we will walk from this house to this house, knocking every door in between, and this really increases route density for the lawn care business. He gets a nice bonus for helping me capitalize on how many houses we can get this spring. We hit somewhere between 8,000 and 20,000 houses each spring. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There was a lot of information in there, a lot of useful information. I hope I didn't bore you guys. Another reason why I added the city scenery to the video, because it was a 20-minute video of me just sitting there talking. If you liked and you found value in that, please like the video and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.